Well, March Madness is almost upon us, but there is much more than basketball on the Indianapolis schedule, not to mention preparations for a big future event. Bill Benner has more in this week's Inside Indiana Sports. Bill.
Gary, thanks. And it wouldn't be March in Indianapolis without a plethora of high school Big Ten and NCAA basketball on tap, but mixed into the hoops are NCAA swimming, diving, and, fencing. And in the meantime, Indy is also looking down the road at a likely bid for the NBA All-Star Game. And here to discuss a very full plate is Indiana Sports Corporation President Ryan Vaughn. And Ryan, welcome to the show. It's always great to have you on and always great to talk about an exciting schedule that's coming up. But first, let's look a little down the road. You just got back from New Orleans. You were in Toronto last year at the NBA All-Star Game. Your impressions, and is this something that Indy can do?
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. You know, the NBA All-Star Game is really a great event. Having been to Toronto and now New Orleans, it's certainly something that we can do. I believe we can host pretty much any major sporting event for sure. The event itself was bigger than I anticipated it would be. Hotels were very full, restaurants were full, tons of people on the streets, both in Toronto and New Orleans. And a lot of community activity going on. So really excited about the opportunity, and we'll see how we progress in the process.
And again, the forefront of our bid, we got great venues, but our downtown is always, and our people are always the two things that really come to the fore when we go after these events.
Yeah, New Orleans likes to tout that they have a really walkable downtown, but yeah, I walked 5 miles a day to and from my hotel, and we certainly don't have that challenge here in Indianapolis. I still believe we have one of the best downtowns in the country. And it makes for a perfect venue to host major sporting events.
Well, let's talk about what's coming up, and it starts with hoops. Got Big Ten women's. We're going to have NCAA first and second rounds, and the high school stuff. It's going to be again a very a schedule to look forward to for basketball fans.
Yeah, well, it's March in Indiana, so there's a lot of basketball, whether it's professional, collegiate, or high school. We're fortunate enough to be hosting the Women's Big Ten Championship here for the 20th time, which will be outstanding. And then also for the first and second rounds of the men's NCAA tournament, an event we haven't hosted since 2005 and one we've never hosted in Bankers Life.
We think about the Final Four and the regionals, but we kind of forget about the first and second rounds. That's been a while.
Yeah, we've been really blessed to host later down the tournament, but I think everyone really appreciates the excitement of that first weekend and the upsets and all the teams in one venue. So I'm really excited about bringing first and second rounds back. I think the community will really rally behind it, and it'll be fun to see who gets selected for Indy.
And other NCAA events, we mentioned the women's championships, swimming and diving championships will be here the following week. It's going to be the men's and women's diving championships at the Nat. So that's another huge get for the city. Yeah,
it really is. The renovation of the natatorium last year was really important. $25 million renovation. Reaffirms it as the premier swimming facility in the country. And we're very fortunate post-Rio to welcome back a bunch of Olympians still in college who will be competing for their national championships on both the men and women's side and on the diving side as well.
And then, I love this, eppies, foils, sabers, NCAA fencing.
Well done.
Fencing, yeah.
NCAA fencing is a first-time event for us, and we'll be hosting it at the Farmers Coliseum. It'll be the first NCAA event we've hosted there since its renovation. So that'll be a lot of fun. And, again, with the Olympic theme, I think half of the Olympic fencing team was from Notre Dame. They have a really strong presence, and so we expect a really interesting competition at the Coliseum.
And I noticed on the airways, you're still, and again, our greatest resources are people, but you do have volunteer opportunities available for all those events.
We do. 5 events in March, and then an additional one in May with women's water polo. And over the course of that, we'll have more than 1,500 volunteer opportunities, 1,200 in March alone. So if anyone has an interest in supporting these athletes or these events, feel free to contact us at indianasportscorp.org for volunteer opportunities.
All right, well, Ryan, we appreciate you coming on. It's going to be, again, a great month of sports in Indianapolis, and this is what we do. Gary, back to you.
Well, thanks for watching Inside Indiana Business on YouTube. For the latest statewide business news, be sure to visit InsideIndianaBusiness.com and subscribe to our free daily e-newsletters by clicking on the link.